Hey, what's up everybody? Alf here with another Go Battle League video for you here on YouTube. We're throwing down with a little bit of a different team this time, inspired by House Stark, one of the first players, if not the first player to hit rank 10 in Go Battle League. This is the team that he's been using with success. We've used a lot of Fable, we've used a lot of Alolan Muck in the past. We haven't used any Swampert yet. So I'm excited to see sort of how Swampert plays. I did use it a bunch in the preseason and enjoyed it, but had opted to try and counter it in Season 1, and we're kind of having middling results with that. So I figured, why not try something new? Let me know how Go Battle League is going for you in the comments. Let me know any teams that you're using. If I have the Pokemon, maybe I'll try them out on the channel. And if you're really enjoying the content, it does me a lot of good if you hit that subscribe button for me, hit the like button as well. Those help me grow this channel and hopefully someday get noticed. So yeah, why don't we jump in and see how these do? As always, we will be battling and commenting live, so you're gonna see all of my mistakes in real time as I talk through them. So wish me luck. Here we go, our first battle with this brand new team. Yeah, I'm a little worried. There's a few different Pokemon that I'm a little worried about. Clefable has some great matchups in the lead, but a lot of them are two shield sorts of matchups. And I really don't like being at a shield disadvantage in Ultra League. All right, Oscar the Fiero, our first opponent. Let's see if we can get like a fighter in the lead. Would love to see like Poliwraths in the lead. Or a dragon is fine too. Giratina is a great matchup for our Clefable. Let's see, they're gonna switch right on out to their Togekiss. I'm gonna go ahead and use our Swampert as our Togekiss counter. They're gonna have to shield their way through this quite a lot. So our worst case scenario here is that they throw all of their shields, which they're not going to. And we really don't have to shield any moves coming out of this. We do resist all of these moves. So even though I think it may open us up to some danger here. Yeah, see, that doesn't do anything, especially the debuffed Ancient Power. What I'm slightly worried about is that they'll opt to shield here and then charm us down. I don't know the matchups these well, so I'm hoping that that's not the case. There's the shield. We do need to get to another Hydro Cannon here just to make sure that we oh, see, that's what we were worried about. So they do get to maintain switch advantage. The upside for us is that even with switch advantage, we are going to have two counters for that Giratina. So it's really going to depend on what that Pokemon in the back is. If it's something like a Registeel, I think we're hosed. But this is where familiarity with team comes really into, oh, that is terrible for us. So Alolan Muck is going to be our best counter for this. I'm going to throw this out just to try and get some chip damage in. Luckily, Alolan Muck isn't terrible against Melmetal. It's not as bad as, say, a Registeel for us, but it is certainly going to be a challenge. We're not going to shield that Rock Slide. We're going to bring in our Alolan Muck, and I think at shield parity, we're going to be in pretty good shape here. Oh, I don't know that that's the right call. The Giratina comes back in. Unless it's rocking Dragon Pulse, since Ominous Wind was debuffed, they're really not going to be able to do any damage to us here. So what we're going to be able to do is just farm this down and come back to that Melmetal matchup with a ton of energy. Again, Dragon Pulse would be bad. Please no Dragon Pulse. Okay, Shadow Ball. As you can see, we don't take too much damage from that. We should be able to farm this bad boy down. And now we come into this Melmetal matchup with a whole lot more energy. I think they realized that they needed to get that thing out of the way because the Clefable matchup is so bad for it. But I think we're going to be in pretty good shape here. Dark Pulse is going to hit this thing pretty darn hard. And as long as we can get it into the range where a charm will kill it, which I think is pretty reasonable, we're going to be okay. Fingers crossed. If I can, I'm going to actually switch if this doesn't kill, just to make sure that we can, there we go. So we don't eat like a superpower or whatever. There we go. Perfect. Just because I feel like there was some weird scenario where we get kind of micro farmed there. GG's to our opponent. One win there that was definitely sweaty, but I do feel like we did okay. It's good to know that Togekiss matchup a little better. We probably also could have just left our Clefable in there, which might have actually been a better play overall, but I guess we'll live and learn. Let's go on to game 2. Let's see what we got. We've been sort of stalled here at 2640 for the last like 5 days. So I'm hoping that this team, I'm hoping House Stark is just a brilliant mastermind. M. Switing is our opponent. Let's see what they've got. Let's get another good lead, yeah? Clefable versus Registeel. That is not what we're looking for. We're going to switch to our Alolan Muck. My guess is that they'll stay in this matchup, but if they do, that's okay. This is not a great matchup for us, but it's actually not the worst matchup either. They take neutral damage from all of the dark moves, and I just couldn't afford to throw the Swampert into here and have it removed. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the right play was to throw out the Swampert and force them to switch. Swampert is really good with a little bit of an energy advantage, and it's possible they don't have a counter to it. But I do believe what we can do here is force them to use some shields in this matchup. So that's our hope. Our hope is that we can get ourselves to a positive shield situation here. Oh, there's the switch. Okay, they ate 2 Dark Pulses. Oh, hello. Oh, it's got Dragon Breath. Nice. All right. Well, Dragon Breath definitely makes this a more awkward matchup for us. I think what their plan is, yep, is to eliminate me here and then trap my Clefable. But what I'm going to do, since my switch clock should be mostly up, is I am going to bring the Clefable in, and then we'll get rid of this since we take almost no damage from it, and then we can switch into our Swampert and see how that goes. If they've got a hard counter for the Swampert in the back, we're going to lose. But if they don't, if their last Pokemon has Swampert issues, there we go. And they threw that Flash Cannon. We snuck the switch in too, which is great for us. I really need to hope that their last Pokemon is not something that beats Swampert. I really need to hope that. Oh, it's an armored Mewtwo? Yikes. This is a relatively neutral fight, but we're going to take a lot of damage from the confusions. So we really need to find a way to get this thing dead before they can, there we go. Yeah, see, we're just going to take a ton of damage from confusion here. I would love to be able to switch out of this matchup again, but I don't know our switch clock is going to run out in time. All of these Ultra League matchups take forever, if you hadn't noticed. We might actually be able to get out of this. And if we can get out of this and kill this with the Clefable, I think we have a chance here. There's our switch clock. There we go. Oh, okay, that's fine. The only concern I have now is that they're going to now get out of this matchup. Side Strike. There's a lot of like bleeding. Yeah, see, they're bleeding the switch clock there, but we actually get to threaten to kill this Registeel, which is kind of great. And what we're gonna have to do at the end here, I think, is find a way to farm this Registeel with Swampert. So we're gonna need to leverage the shield, farm the Registeel down with Mudshot, which is daring, and then kill the armored Mewtwo with a Hydro Cannon, which I think is going to work for us. Because Lock-On does so little damage, there's just very little they can do. Like, they have to land a charge move, and since we've been really good with that shield, especially because we managed that switch. So there's the farm down, and let's throw the Hydro Cannon. Come on. Boom. And I think you're seeing why people like Swampert so much. We definitely pulled ourselves out of some really mediocre situations there using just the power of Hydro Cannon, which I remind you was nerfed not that long ago. Imagine if Hydro Cannon was still how it originally was. That'd be outrageous. 2-0. All right. Maybe House Stark is onto something. Maybe that one of the best players in the world has something here. So let's keep it rolling. Let's see if we can keep racking up the wins. This time against Bruce FX. Fingers crossed. Let's get to 3 wins. Let's get to our 3 wins right away, and then we can putz around. Ooh, as Cavalier, that is gonna be pretty good against what we're doing here. So Swampert is gonna be great against it. I'm gonna switch into it. My guess is that they have something to counter a Swampert. This could be a Drill Run, it could be a Mega Horn, it could be a lot of stuff. I'm gonna tank it Aerial Ace. That's one of the moves I don't need to worry about. Let's see what their switch in is. Oh, it's a Lapras? Alright, well, Lapras is pretty good against Swampert. It's not great, but it's pretty good. Earthquake's going to do more damage, and since it's Ultra League, I assume they're not going to shield this first move. They don't. And if we can get to 2 Earthquakes here, we can at least put some pressure on them. I don't really want to burn a shield here, especially because we managed to... I should have thrown the Hydro Cannon. All right, so I'm going to bring the Clefable back in, as it doesn't really have a place necessarily. It's not terrible against the Escavalier. The Escavalier just totally ignores confusion to an extent, although we do get to resist counter, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and farm this thing down. And we'll throw a charge move at the next thing and hope we can earn back this shield. The Alolan Muck is also going to be okay against this Cavalier, although if it's running Drill Run, I think we're going to be in trouble. I am going to throw the Psychic just because there's a defense debuff chance here. So I figure we might as well try. I'm going to switch to the Alolan Muck pretty quickly as well. And we'll see kind of what happens here. There we go. But I expect this thing to be on Drill Run, which will hit real hard. I kind of have to respect that Drill Run is an option here. So I'm going to. Let's see if we get baited by it. Yep, there's another Aerial Ace bait. And we'll see if they can shield and get to a Drill Run. That would be our worst case scenario, I think. Because obviously... Oh, they switched to their own Alolan Muck. We're down a shield, and we're in what amounts to parity. So I think we're toast. We're gonna have to do a lot of damage to this. Like, our only real option here, let's see, Sludge Wave. Yeah, Sludge Wave is pretty good. Is to get this in a scenario where, like, we get a shield and get them into farmable range with the Clefable, and that's just not gonna happen. They're not gonna shield, and 2, they're not gonna fall for that. Maybe. I don't think they're gonna fall for that. If we had a shield, this would be a different game, but I think we're good in toast here. I'm still gonna play it out, as I always do. I very much like to play all my games out. They did, I think, put themselves into a farmable range, but because they've been diligent in holding their shield, it's not gonna matter. So, like, I think we'll be able to farm them down with Clefable here. I mean, it's not a ton of farming, but it's a little bit. But we needed a shield here to be able to get out of this. And maybe this Cavalier matchup's not as bad as I think it is. They're certainly resisting the charms, but the only charge move they showed us was Aerial Ace, which I don't even know is a great charge move on us Cavalier, but they had our number for sure. So GG's to my opponent. Interesting team there with the Escavalier and the Lapras, so well done on their part. Let's see if we can recover from that. Yeah, what do we got in game number 4? We're 2-1 in our set. I think there are probably scenarios we could have won that last one. I think if maybe we had hey, Hot Sauce 2222, our next opponent. They're at 26-14. Let's go. Come on, give me something for the Clefable to nosh on. Alolan Muck. That is not what we're looking for. So this will definitely be a scenario where we switch into the Swampert. And I'm going to hope that they weren't baiting me. I'm going to hope that they throw like a Sludge Wave or a Gunk Shot at me. Sludge Wave. Perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that timed switch. All right. And now we have this to deal with. So this is obviously a pretty decent counter to us. It doesn't resist Earthquake though. So we are going to just throw those Earthquakes to sort of start. The only thing that's kind of annoying here is that, you know, they're not going to shield primarily because I think their plan is to, you know, keep things as oh, they did shield. Okay, that's great. Shielding is awesome for us because what it lets us do, yeah, we'll let it go. What it lets us do is bring our Clefable in and just absolutely farm this thing down. Just run it down, build up a ton of energy on Clefable. If they do switch out, which they probably will, they can definitely bleed the switch clock out here. We still have another counter to this thing too, so I'm not too worried about that. What I do like here, there's the Shadow Sneak. Awesome. Shadow Sneak, much better than Ancient Power these days. So let's farm this thing down. I will use my shield here just to maintain some life, but we've got a ton of energy. We might actually get 2 charge moves off of our Clefable here. Which is pretty remarkable. What do they got? They've got an armored Mewtwo. Okay. Obviously, we could switch to our Alolan Muck here, but let's see what happens here first. In fact, by see what happens here first, why don't we get both of their shields out of the way? And then I'll switch. Come on. I'm not planning to shield. I'm going to save this shield for something more effective than Armored Mewtwo. Dynamic Punch would be the harder hitting move, but I fully expect that they'll switch into that. Gunk Shot, the poison move is slightly better for damage per energy in these mirrors, so I am going to throw a trash can here. I know you all love trash cans, so there's your trash can. There's your trash can. And what I'm going to do here is use this shield to farm them down. So I know that like this is a really ambitious farm, but I am going to use this shield to make sure that we can farm them down. And then I can hit that Armor Mewtwo with a, yeah, see, there's where we get to use the shield. I don't think I even need to use it there necessarily, but now we'll have a Dark Pulse for the Armor Mewtwo the second it returns. Actually, you know what? You know what else we have for the Armor Mewtwo? We've got a trash can. Let's go. Let's go. This should be enough to kill it. I hope it is. Yeah, we styling. We styling on you, GG's opponent. 2 trash cans from our Alolan Muck. You know how much joy it brings me to play with a Alolan Muck. How Stark, thank you for this team with a Alolan Muck on it. I appreciate that. All right, that's our 3rd win. So we've at least got to 3 and 2. We at least got to positive results here with this team. It's been a lot of fun to play. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's do our last battle here in this set. Let's see if we can get a 4-1. Oh, it's been days since our last 4-1. Bo Bryan or Bob Ryan. Either way, good luck to my opponent. Let's see what they've got for us. We have a Clefable versus an Articuno. This is, in general, a positive matchup for Articuno. Although what's kind of great about it for us is that, one, Articuno is good against our team in general, so I'm inclined to stick this out. And 2, they have to shield these Meteor Mashes, so even if the end result of this matchup is that we come out of it at shield advantage, I don't hate that. They have to shield the Meteor Mash. Like, we could easily just let this go. But I do, yeah, I just don't think we're going to win. See, they're definitely farming up the extra energy. They want to land an Icy Wind on whatever comes out next as well. So I am going to use a shield and force them to use both of their Icy Winds here. Yeah, there we go. We're not going to win this fight, but I think that's okay. I think it is okay not to win this fight. So here's where things get interesting. I'm going to bring in the Alolan Muck just because Snarl does a little better damage. I want to farm down this. And then probably also switch regardless of what comes in next. It'll likely be something Swampert's good at, but I want to clear these Icy Wind debuffs and have a bunch of energy. So we already have a Gunk Shot. It's almost certain that I'll want to bring in our own Swampert, yeah. Although we're a little behind the curve energy-wise. Oh, they switched. Oh. Interesting. Okay. That makes sense. So these back 2 Pokemon, switch advantage would have been very, very good for us to have. Because it's going to be pretty challenging for us to, I think, win these fights. Upside is that if we can get to a position where we can use all that bonus energy on Alolan Muck, there's actually a good chance we can win that Swampert matchup. So what I'm going to try and do here, I think, is I'm going to throw this Earthquake. because essentially I need this shield gone, I think, to have a chance. And if I kill this, there we go, we kill it. This is definitely a very different situation than if we didn't kill it. So like they're gonna use their Hydro Cannon energy here. We both have shields now, but they're a little bit lighter on energy. I think the only way we win this, frankly, is to call a bluff, right? Hydro Cannon's gonna hit pretty hard, but I think it's gonna come just short of killing us. We need to land 2 of these. It's gonna be extremely close. This is gonna be the first one. All this energy is starting to pay off. We need to land 1 more of these. I think this is a Hydro Cannon, but I think I have to shield it. It's gonna do close to enough damage. We have 1 Snarl. Come on, come on, the race is on. Let's go. Oh no. Oh, the CMP tie at the end. I'm holding out hope. I'm jamming on the button, but I think it's just not enough. Oh, we needed 1 more Snarl in there somewhere. GG's to our opponent. 3-2 our result in this set. Thank you everybody for hanging out and watching. We've got a ton more Ultra League videos and Great League videos actually, and Master League videos, and videos of all sorts here on the channel, so do check those out. We also stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch if you want to see this live. So again, do me a solid, hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment below, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.